Lucas, can I ask you something about learning Japanese?
Sure, what's up?
How many verb tenses does Japanese have?
Oh, actually, not that many. Like 2 or 3 basic ones?
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Yeah, Japanese grammar is pretty different from English. Way simpler in some ways.
Wow. Meanwhile, English learners have to deal with 12 verb tenses?
That sounds like a lot for a beginner.
Right. Present simple, past simple, future simple, present perfect, past perfect.
Okay, stop. You're making my head hurt just listing them.
But here's the good news.
There's good news?
Yes, you don't actually need to know all 12 tenses to speak English well.
Really? How many do you need?
5. Just 5 tenses make up about 90% of all English.
No way. That's amazing.
I know. So today, we're teaching you the 5 most important tenses.
Master these 5 and you can handle almost any conversation.
Let's break it down.
Okay, so first, let's talk about why this is such great news.
English learners spend so much time worrying about all 12 tenses.
They try to memorize all the rules, all the exceptions.
And then they get overwhelmed and give up.
But studies show that 5 tenses are used way more than the others.
Like way more. We're talking 90% of all spoken and written English.
So instead of trying to learn everything at once,
Focus on these 5 tenses first.
master them and you'll sound natural in most situations.
Then later, if you want, you can learn the other 7 tenses.
But honestly, you might not even need them for daily conversations.
Exactly. So what are these magical 5 tenses?
Number 1, present simple. This is the king. It makes up 60% of all English.
Number 2, past simple, about 20% of English.
Number 3, future simple, around 8%.
Number 4, present perfect, about 6%.
And number 5, present continuous, about 5%.
Add those up and you get 90% of everything you'll ever need.
Let's look at each one.
Present simple is the most important tense in English, period.
You use it for so many things. Let's break it down.
First use, facts and things that are always true.
Like the sun rises in the east, or water boils at 100 degrees Celsius.
These are statements that don't change. They're always true.
Second use, habits and routines.
I drink coffee every morning, or she goes to the gym 3 times a week.
Notice the adverbs, every morning, 3 times a week. Those help show it's a regular habit.
Third use, things that are true right now, in the present.
I live in New York, or he works at a hospital.
Not happening this exact second, but true in your current life.
Fourth use, scheduled future events.
Wait, future? But it's called present simple.
I know, it's confusing, but we use it for schedules and timetables.
Like, the train leaves at 3 p.m., or the concert starts at 8 o'clock.
These are fixed plans on the schedule.
Fifth use, directions and instructions.
You turn left at the corner, or first you mix the ingredients together.
See how useful this tense is? You use it all day, every day.
That's why it's 60% of English. Now, let's practice some examples.
I work from home.
My sister plays tennis on weekends.
The store opens at 9 a.m.
We love Italian food.
Perfect. Present simple is your best friend in English.
Next up, past simple. This is 20% of English.
We use this tense to talk about finished actions in the past.
Keyword, finished. The action is complete. It's over.
First use, actions at a specific time in the past.
I visited Paris last summer, or she called me yesterday.
You know exactly when it happened.
Second use, telling stories or narrating events.
I woke up, ate breakfast, and went to work.
See how it's a sequence of events, all in the past.
Third use, habits in the past.
When I was a kid, I played outside every day.
This is different from present habits. It's something you used to do but don't do anymore.
Fourth use, describing past states or situations.
We were so tired after the trip, or the weather was beautiful yesterday.
Let's practice. I watched the great movie last night.
They moved to California 2 years ago.
Did you enjoy the party?
We didn't see that coming.
Past simple is super straightforward. Just remember finished actions.
Okay, future simple. This is about 8% of English.
We use will or going to for this tense.
Let's look at when we use it.
First, spontaneous decisions. You decide something right now, in the moment.
I'm hungry. I'll make a sandwich.
See? You just decided, not planned before.
Second, predictions about the future.
It will probably rain tomorrow, or I think they'll win the game.
You're guessing what will happen.
Third, promises.
I'll call you tomorrow, or don't worry, I'll help you move.
Fourth, offers to help.
I'll get that for you, or we'll drive you to the airport.
Fifth, requests.
Will you close the window, please?
You're asking someone to do something. Now, quick note about going to versus will.
Going to is for plans you already decided before this moment.
I'm going to study tonight. Previous plan.
I'll help you with that.
Spontaneous offer.
We're going to move to a new apartment next month. Already decided.
Got it? Great. Now, present perfect.
Present perfect. This one confuses a lot of learners.
But it's only 6% of English, so don't stress too much.
We form it with have or has plus the past participle.
I have eaten or she has finished.
Let's look at when we use it.
First, actions that started in the past and continue to now.
I have lived here for 5 years. You still live here.
She has worked at that company since 2020. Still working there.
Second, recent actions that are relevant to now.
I have just finished my homework. Just now, very recent.
He has already left. He left recently and now he's gone.
Third, life experiences without saying exactly when.
I have been to Japan. At some point in my life, I went there.
Have you ever tried sushi? Asking about their life experience.
Fourth, actions at an unspecified time in the past.
We have seen that movie. We saw it, but we don't say when.
The key with present perfect is there's a connection to now.
Either the action continues to now or the result affects now.
Let's practice.
I have visited London 3 times.
Have you eaten breakfast yet?
She has never been to Australia.
We have just arrived.
See? Not so scary.
Last one, present continuous. This is 5% of English.
We form it with am, is, or are plus verb ing.
I am working or they are playing.
When do we use it?
First, actions happening right now at this exact moment.
I'm talking to you right now, or she's eating lunch.
You can see it or hear it happening.
Second, temporary situations.
I'm living with my parents this month, not permanent, just for now.
He's trying a new diet. Temporary experiment.
Third, future plans.
Wait, future? But it's present continuous.
I know, English is weird, but we use it for future arrangements.
I'm meeting my friend tomorrow, or we're flying to Miami next week.
These are definite plans with arrangements already made.
Fourth, actions happening around now, not exactly this second.
I'm reading a great book, not right this moment, but these days.
She's learning Spanish. Over time, not just today.
Fifth, describing gradual changes.
The weather is getting warmer, or my English is improving.
Something that's changing little by little.
Let's practice.
I'm watching TV right now.
They're moving to a new house next month.
She's working on a big project these days.
The city is becoming more expensive.
Perfect, and that's all 5 tenses.
Wow, we just covered the 5 most important tenses in English.
Let's recap really quick.
Present simple, facts, habits, routines. I work every day.
Past simple, finished actions. I went to the store yesterday.
Future simple, decisions, predictions, promises. I'll call you later.
Present perfect, past actions connected to now. I have lived here for 2 years.
Present continuous, actions happening now or around now. I'm studying English.
These 5 tenses are 90% of all English you'll ever use.
So focus on mastering these 5 first.
Don't worry about the other 7 tenses yet.
Get really comfortable with these 5.
Practice them every day.
And here's a challenge for you. Write 5 sentences, 1 in each tense.
Post them in the comments, we'll check them and give you feedback.
This is such great practice.
All right, that's it for today.
We just made English grammar so much easier for you.
Instead of 12 tenses, you only need to focus on 5.
And honestly, if you master these 5, you can have almost any conversation.
The key is to practice them until they feel natural.
Don't just memorize the rules, use them.
Speak them out loud, write them, think in these tenses.
And slowly, they'll become automatic.
You won't have to think, oh, which tense should I use?
You'll just know.
If you want more grammar lessons like this, let us know in the comments.
Tell us which tense is hardest for you.
We'll make more videos to help you.
Don't forget to subscribe for more practical English lessons.
We make English simple and fun.
Until next time, keep practicing those 5 tenses.
You've got this.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.